Hello and welcome, sports fans, to this live video streaming event from Table Rock Sports Productions in partnership with our local school districts and outstanding sponsors who make these live presentations possible. I'm Jim McCoy along with Mark McLemore. Johnny McCoy is on the camera, and we're bringing you the Challengers versus the Honkers from the Cascade Christian Pavilion in Medford, Oregon. Thank you for joining us today. The Lithia Superstore pregame show is powered by Siskiyou Cellular and featuring the Honkers versus the Challengers. We're pleased to bring you this game on TableRockSports.net and welcome our home and visiting fans to the broadcast. Joe Brett is our executive producer. Our sponsors keep these events free for fans to enjoy. Please let them know you appreciate their support. Please help Table Rock Sports by subscribing to our YouTube channel, and thank you if you already have. Well, this is our first stream of the Challenger boys basketball.
Yes, it is, and
team.
It's been a long season for them, it seems like, already before we even get a home game, as they've been on the road for the first 11, and this is the first one here at, at home for Cascade Christian.
All right. Hey, you know what? I want to, while he's here, I want to welcome in Challenger girls coach. Now, you're going to make sure I'm straight on this because I hear it two ways. Is it Robertson or Roberson?
Robertson.
So I've been saying it right. Okay. I just got to set everybody else straight. Well, Coach, congratulations. I'm trying to remember the last time this program was 3-0 in the in league play, and it's been a few years.
Yeah.
You went out here and gutted out a victory here tonight against a Lakeview team that beat you by 2 a couple of weeks ago. What was the difference?
Ball movement. We were much better tonight at moving that ball around and really getting them off their what they wanted to do defensively.
Well, and it also looked like in the middle 2 quarters, after a hard-fought first quarter, in the second, it was just like defensively, the girls found a higher gear and really shut it down in those middle 2 quarters to not only assume control, but stay on the gas.
Right, and we know number 24 is really, really good. So our game plan was to really take it at her and try to get her in foul trouble, and we were successful. She got the third foul, and they're just a different team when she's off the floor. Absolutely.
Well, the thing was also great is just watching all the ball movement. I just think about a couple of years ago, your first year with the program, that it seemed like turnovers were a constant, issue. You had a lot of young players, a lot of inexperienced players, and now here in the third year, you can see where these kids that the basketball IQs have gone up exponentially.
Well, I want to say something. We had 8 turnovers tonight.
Wow.
Yep, that was our total turnovers.
That is something else because that's a heck of a game.
Yes, and I told him if you're gonna give yourself a chance to get a bucket every time down and not turn the ball over, you're gonna be able to compete with anybody in this conference.
Absolutely. Well, and it is a competitive contest. It's a different league than what it is on the boys' side of the bracket. Mm-hmm. That Sutherland's going to be there. That Coquille's going to be there. Lakeview will be fighting in the mix somewhere, I'm sure.
Yeah, and they're going to be tough at home for sure. And they're going to want that home court.
And there's you guys saying, why not us?
Yep.
So just kind of looking at the season and everything else. I imagine it's got to be nice for you guys as coaches that have been working steady at this, for 3 years to see it coming around. Another thing that I'm seeing, I see you got some kids in the JV program that they've been putting summer ball in, that you guys have been really paying attention to youth basketball to help develop the players.
Yeah, we've got a couple of strong teams in AAU right now. Our 5th graders are going to go compete at state in March. Yeah, it's exciting. Our 7th graders beat South in the last game of the season, they beat them by 2 at the buzzer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was a great AAU season. So we just look forward to that, keep feeding the coffers, as they say, and getting this game rolling, really get the momentum, keep it going.
Well, there's one challenge that you guys have coming. Your tallest player is 5'9".
Yeah.
Now, given that situation, some people would say, well, how are you gonna compete? But obviously, you've got a game plan, a scheme to counter that.
Yeah, so one of it is Emma Coates is doing a great job putting pressure on that point guard. Izzy can do it. Timna can do it. So we really don't want to give them comfortable getting the ball down low, so we try to put a lot of pressure on their guards. So even when we're not in a full court, we're picking her up 3/4, half court. We put pressure on those guards. Don't let them feel comfortable.
Well, one of the things I also like is you feed me the stats every week for writing up reports and such, is that every game, maybe the scoring has generally a couple of sources, but even then, as the game progressed, Grace McCauley's getting some buckets, and then Jordan Jones after Izzy knocked it down. But what I love were rebounds, assists, steals. Yep. Any given night, who knows? Right. It could be Timna, who's at 5'3", 5'4",
She had 7 rebounds the other day.
7 rebounds, exactly. And so that's got to be a good feeling for you as a coach, telling you that you've got athleticism on this team. Yeah,
I've got a starting 5 that all have something to contribute, and I've got some really good bench players that come in and contribute as well. Taylor Folan's been playing well the last couple of games. I felt she did her role really well tonight too. Angelica Arce too.
Well, it's always, because it's always those little things, the screens, the maybe the pass that leads to the pass that leads to a hoop,
exactly.
And all those little things, and I think that's kind of one of the neat things. You can see a really good sense of teamwork on the squad. Yeah,
to put up 52 points or 51, I think we had against a good Lakeview team is really good.
All right, Coach, well, congratulations on the victory. And then, of course, we'll be back here on Saturday as your girls get set to take on St. Mary's. And then, of course, made sure to mention the fact that you got the fundraiser going on at Chipotle, too. Let them do the cooking and raise some funds for your girls' basketball program.
Absolutely. Thanks again.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this Challenger girls coach Jeff Robertson coming off the victory tonight against the Lakeview Honkers. And now it's the boys' turn to go to action, whereas we had a chance to take a look at the Challenger girls during the Christmas Classic. This will be the first time we've streamed a Challenger boys game. And Mark, this is going to be a lot of fun. This is a team that's a lot of fun to watch play.
They are, and they've been putting a lot of points on the board. If you look at their first 3 league games, 3-0 so far for the Challengers, 123 at Rogue River, 91, against
Brookings
Harbor, and then 98 the last time out against North Valley. So, the team can put up a lot of points, and even in some of the games that, if you paid attention in the early season that they played up at the Les Schwab, putting up 60, 70 points against 6A teams. Very impressive by the Cascade Christian Challengers so far this year. Played probably the toughest schedule a Challenger team has ever played, and yet still, 3-0 in league so far, and 2-0 in league, so far, and ready to go for this one, and a chance to go 3-0 here, and of course St. Mary's on Saturday. But that Challenger team has just really been challenged, I guess is the best way to put it, with all of the 6A and 5A teams that they've played so far this season.
Well, you and I will have a chance to discuss this throughout the game. What it means is maybe their ranking isn't as high as you think it would be, given the fact that the way the computer rankings work out. Yet, nonetheless, when you go to the coaches' polls and you talk to anybody who knows Oregon 3A basketball, that these Challengers are, at least at this juncture of the season, a clear number 1. Well, we're going to get ready to meet the starting lineups for tonight's game. And looking forward to this night. And I tell you what, with this Challenger team, it's not just the starters. We'll see, I'm sure, plenty of the younger Challengers and Challenger reserves. This team just really rich in experience, basketball IQ, and again, you're in for a treat if you haven't watched these teams play.
Yeah, you certainly are. And the Challengers right now, we mentioned they're 3-0 in league, 6-5 overall. But if you look at who they've played so far this year, it's been a real gamut of teams.
Okay, here are the starting lineups for Lakeview.
Maxwell. And number 12, Owen Graham. The Hawkers are under the direction of head coach Wes Davies and assistant coach Chad Albertson. And now, for your Cascade Christian Challenger. A 6'2" junior guard, number 2, Jared Frankovic. A 6'2" freshman guard, number 4, Avery Houston. A 6'2" sophomore wing, number 12, Derek Farmer. A 6'4" senior forward, number 13, Peyton Bauer. And a 7-foot senior center, number 34, Austin Bauer.
Well, he makes contributions to the Challengers in more ways than he used to, but it's fun to watch Kellen Klecker along with the starters and some of the little hand gestures and all the things that they do there.
They
You just
certainly-
wonder what they're going to come up
They
with
certainly
next.
got a lot of that going on, that's for sure.
Challengers will move from right to left. They're wearing their home whites. Lakeview in their road blues, and grateful they've made it over the hills safely to come over to play this game. It's been some stormy weather this week, even right here in the valley. Getting ready to jump it up. Miles Maxwell, Challengers control the tip. Houston between the circles. Frankovic wearing number 2, offering up a screen. Meanwhile, move to the hoop by Maurer, misses.
Foul called.
Gets his own rebound and fouled on the putback attempt. And that will send Austin Maurer to the free throw line, averaging, what, Mark, 28 points on the season?
28.2 points per game, and that's against some really good competition.
Those are some Giannis numbers.
Misses the first free throw, however.
And ordinarily, pretty reliable, 75% free throw shooter on the year. He'll get a second look,
Got
and that one goes. So Challengers up 1-0. Out of backcourt, Denver Johnson. We saw a lot of him during football season. And a pass from Takini ends up out of bounds.
Turnover.
So, Avery Houston, freshman sensation, taking it out of the backcourt. Regarded as one of the tops in the country in his graduating class. Meanwhile, Farmer, he knocks it down from three-point range.
Timeout, Cascade.
And the Challengers will call a quick timeout, and we will do the same to recognize our sponsors. You're watching Oregon 3A High School action on the Table Rock Sports Network.
Adventures start at Pinnacle 365. Accelerate your day with morning motivation. Freshly ground, swiftly brewed from fresh bean to cup in no time at all. And now, we're here for your daily dinner adventures. Introducing Crispy Crunchy Chicken online ordering. Mouth-watering Crispy Crunchy Chicken for dinner, made deliciously easy. Just open the app or visit the website. Select a pickup time. Choose from your favorites. And your Crispy Crunchy Chicken will be prepared hot and fresh. Make dinner a breeze at Pinnacle 365.
Back here at the Cascade Christian Pavilion. Opening moment of the ball game. I don't know that I expected a timeout that quick.
No, I didn't either, and we'll see what the adjustments the Challengers make.
Taking the inbound will be Brandon Marcus. I believe it was Marcus played quarterback for the Honkers back during football season. So a little reverse move won't go. Ball tipped around. Peyton Maurer there to harass the Honker offensive player. And
What is it?
So an official's timeout called quickly.
Oh, the cover for the volleyball pole popped up, and they
Oh.
didn't want anybody breaking an ankle over it. So they're resetting the shot clock,
Good idea.
and they're resetting everything else, and they are good to go, I think.
So for Lakeview in there, along with Maxwell, is Owen Graham wearing number 12. Mentioned Marcus and Denver Johnson, Takini, part of that Lakeview starting lineup. Taking it between the circles. Marcus moving to his left. Picks up his dribble. They try to look inside. There with the ball is Graham. 6 on the shot clock. And the Challengers just putting the lid on the key. And there, a 35-second shot clock violation. It'll be Challenger basketball.
And I think we're going to see a little more of that than we have in the past, as that one is just good defensive pressure from Cascade Christian.
Well, there's just not a ton of height on this Lakeview squad. Feed inside to Maurer, off the window, 4-2. So Austin with 3 in the ball game, and a steal by Frankowiak. Feeds it to Peyton Maurer. He lays it up and in with his offhand, which is his right. Backcourt break up there. Pesky defense by the Challengers.
And a timeout by Lakeview.
So Lakeview will call a 30-second timeout. We will go ahead and keep it here. And take this opportunity to remind you that there's a new player in the Medford radio sports game, the Ace at 1300 and 107.9 FM. They feature the Visa Network, the Rich Eisen Show, live NFL games, and local and regional programming ahead. The Ace Sports Radio, a part of that mix. I know you'll hear a little bit from South Medford coaching legend Dennis Murphy on there. Also hear from John Canzano, and some good stuff coming up on the Ace. That's at 1300 and 107.9 FM. Right now, Lakeview looking to try to inbound against that Challenger pressure. Marcus trying to work his way out of backcourt. He does. Being hounded there by Derek Farmer. Marcus for Maxwell. Marcus will shoot. His shot a little bit short, gets his own rebound. They'll feed it over for Maxwell. Ball goes out of bounds. The Challengers will get the basketball. No, looking at their starting lineup, their tallest starter is 6'2". They've got Kyler Lastly coming off the bench at 6'4". But with the Challengers, even where they're not super tall, like with Maurer, they still got good length. Maurer, power drive to the hoop. And the Challengers lead 10-0. Coming out of backcourt, Denver Johnson goes to the floor, keeps his dribble.
Nice agility by him to keep his dribble and get back up.
That's what you call athleticism. Meanwhile, Marcus with the basketball over on the left-hand wing in front of the Challenger bench. Owen Graham now to Johnson. Johnson going to try to drive the trees. And we have a foul called against the Challengers.
That's Avery Houston.
So for the freshman Houston, that'll be his first personal of the ball game. That'll send Johnson to the free throw line. Denver, a 5'10 senior. First free throw attempt rolls around and down. Diddy into the ball game. Senior Dylan Westlake in for Avery Houston. So it's a 10-1 ball game. Second attempt on its way, a little bit short. Maurer rebounds, outlets for Frankowiak. Westlake has it, feeds it to Maurer. Maurer drives to the hoop, misses the shot. Rebound taken by Maxwell. Maxwell up the floor to Takini. Cross court, now firing it from downtown. Nothing but glass from Owen Graham. And the Honkers will inbound underneath their own basket. Takini, right at the top of the key, starts to make his move. Gets around Frankowiak. His shot misses. Maurer with the rebound. Quickly outlets for Farmer. Farmer weaves through traffic. Loses the handle, but Peyton Maurer is there. Austin kicks it out for Peyton. He'll fire from 3. His shot off to the right. And there with the rebound for the Honkers is Denver Johnson. Johnson guarded by Westlake. The feeded, a little reverse move by Takini. He can't get it to go. Peyton Maurer there to Austin, trying to feed it to Westlake. And the ball goes out of bounds. Avery Houston checking into the challenger lineup. And Mark, I know this is a guy that's been working hard for you in the JV level for a couple of years, and he's making the most of his opportunities.
Yeah,
Desmond Hockett.
Yeah. Desmond's been doing a great job on varsity. He's been playing in some of these games against these 5 and 6A teams.
Inbound to Farmer. Houston. Houston starts to make a move. He'll pull up. His shot rolls around and off. Maurer with the offensive rebound, and he puts it up with the left hand.
Maurer with 7 already.
It's like a game of cat and mouse, and Maurer's the cat. Austin will bring it out of backcourt. Hockett. Houston, he'll pull up and shoot. His shot off to the right, no good. They'll feed it inside for Maurer. And he misses on the dunk.
But he's fouled.
So Austin Maurer will go to the free throw line for the Challengers. He's got 7 in the ball game. Challengers leading 12-1 with 3:15 left to go in the first quarter of play. First free throw attempt. A little too much English on it. Rims out. He'll have a second attempt coming up. Second attempt on its way. It's good.
Austin Maurer.
Going the other way, Lakeview. Denver Johnson on the drive. Now here's Avery Houston, and he flushes it down. Avery Houston. We haven't had too many freshmen over the years who could dunk, but he's one of them.
Yeah, and not only that, his first basket as a high school player was a dunk against Rogue River. If you were, well, I was there anyway.
Yeah.
I don't think you made that trip, but
no. But does not surprise me. Hockett misses, but there's Maurer with the putback. So a timeout called on the floor. We will take one as well. Challengers lead 17-1 with 2:31 left to go in the first quarter of play. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Out of Something New sales event is going on now at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford. We are stocked up on a great selection of new vehicles from Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and of course Ram trucks. Choose from our great inventory of new 23 Jeep Gladiator and new 24 Grand Cherokee 4x4 models, or test drive a new 24 Ram 1500 4x4. Shop online today with our online process to calculate your own payment, whether it's a lease, finance, or cash payment. Only at the Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford Superstore.
Your game day adventures start at Pinnacle 365. Kick off your day with some morning motivation. Then add some crunch to your game day with mouth-watering crispy crunchy chicken, featuring the Chicken Crunch Box, Tender's Crunch Box, and introducing a contender for best chicken sandwich in the West, the Big Cluck. But wait, here's the real MVP move. Download and use the Peak Rewards app and save big on fuel every day with in-store purchases. Fuel your day, fuel your fun. Pinnacle 365.
2:31 left to go in the first quarter here at the Cascade Christian Pavilion. Jim McCoy along with Mark McLemore and Johnny McCoy. Honkers with a single point at the free throw line. Kellen Klecker getting ready to check into the ball game. Over on the sideline, Miles Maxwell with it. Swarming defense by the Challengers. And, you know, with good reason, a lot is talked about as far as the Challengers and what they can do offensively. But really, it's keyed off of their defense.
it really is. Everything they do is driven off of defense. They love to go in transition. You've seen it already. They've had some buckets in transition so far. And
Now here's Graham with it, and he bangs it home. First field goal of the game for the Honkers. Houston to Hockett. Now to Maurer. Maurer called for the offensive foul. That'll be his first personal of the ball game.
It was a pretty impressive flop, if you ask me. Barely got hit, and he just fell over. And unfortunately for Austin, the referee takes the bait. Did not hit him that hard. He threw himself on the ground. One of those soccer things, if you know what I mean.
Soccer, do they do stuff like that in soccer? I don't know. Meanwhile, over in the corner, they try to feed it inside. Tate Haskins into the ball game. Ball goes out of bounds. Now you see some real gamesmanship over in the Premier League. So you see some of these guys, you just give them a slight elbow and they look like they were shot.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's what happened on that last possession.
Avery Houston driving hard to the hole. He banks it in. Avery Houston averaging 14 points a game. He's got 4 right now here in the first. Meanwhile, going the other way, shot in and out. Heartbreak for the Honkers. And here's Peyton Maurer. Maurer, Kellen Klecker. And he'll kick it out for Austin Maurer. He'll spin to the hoop. Can't get it to go. Rebound, Lakeview. Denver Johnson with the basketball. And give the Honkers credit. They're contesting them. They're making them earn it.
Yes, they are.
With the basketball, Zach Dooley, who's into the ball game. Now to Takini. Kellen Klecker wearing number 1 for the Challengers in the Challenger lineup. Leading scorer off the Challenger bench. Averaging 6 a game. Frankowiak with it. Wheels and deals, goes behind the back. Austin Maurer, Kellen Klecker. His shot spins out. No good. 31 seconds left to go in the first. Coming out of backcourt is Haskins. Right side for Takini. Now Johnson trying to make a little spin move against Avery Houston. Travel called there, and
Johnson looked like he got hit in the nose. And unfortunately, all he gets for his efforts is a travel call. I think that's one that got missed.
I've broken my nose playing basketball, and I tell you what, in terms of an immediate sharp pain,
yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah, it's not fun.
You get over it pretty quick, but
yeah, you do. Until you go to the ear, nose, and throat guy, and he breaks it to put it back in place.
Yes, exactly.
Avery Houston coming out of backcourt. Peyton Maurer screen, spins, pulls up, shoots, shot short, goes out of bounds. The Challengers keep possession of the basketball with 1.1 left to go. And then Austin Maurer going to check in. Klecker will come out.
And they're going to run a special inbounds play here because that's why they put the big fella back in.
And pass a little too high, but Peyton Maurer's there. And that will end the first quarter of play. After 1, it is the Challengers 19 and the Honkers 3. We'll be back after these messages on TableRockSports.net.
Ventures start at Pinnacle 365. Accelerate your day with morning motivation. Freshly ground, swiftly brewed from fresh bean to cup in no time at all. And now, we're here for your daily dinner adventures. Introducing Crispy Crunchy Chicken online ordering. Mouth-watering Crispy Crunchy Chicken for dinner, made deliciously easy. Just open the app or visit the website. Select a pickup time. Choose from your favorites. And your Crispy Crunchy Chicken will be prepared hot and fresh. Make dinner a breeze at Pinnacle 365.
It's the wrap up the year sales event at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford. We're stocked up on a great selection of new vehicles from Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and of course Ram trucks. Choose from our great inventory of new 23 Jeep Gladiator and new 24 Grand Cherokee 4x4 models. Or test drive a new 24 Ram 1500 4x4. Shop online today with our online process to calculate your own payment, whether it's a lease, finance, or cash payment. Only at the Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford Superstore.
Solar Pros and owner Mason Mahaffey invite you to learn how you can save thousands on solar panels installation for your home. Visit Solar Pros Facebook page to learn more. Search Facebook Solar Pros PNW. Lakeview basketball to open the quarter. Off the window is Haskins.
Challengers went to their 1-3-1 zone extended zone there, and Lakeview doing a good job of breaking that and scoring right off the bat.
Peyton Maurer with the basketball, pulls up inside the arc, gives it to Frankowiak. He went 6 for 6 from downtown last week, 7 for 7 for 20 points in the game against his old school Brookings Harbor last week. Meanwhile, and a rejection. Haskins trying to make a move to the hoop, and Austin, as if to say, burn me once, shame on you, burn me twice. Well, that's not going to happen a second time.
You're not going to get another chance.
So 22-5 ball game. The steal by Frankowiak. Frankowiak out of backcourt, feeds to Austin Maurer. And he's there with a two-handed jam. Maurer with 12 in the game.
When in doubt, give it to the 7-footer.
Yeah, it has a way of fixing a lot of things. As Coach Marv Harshman used to say, quick guys get tired. Big guys don't shrink.
They don't.
And then I believe it was Frank Layden who said, and you know what? You can't coach height. And fortunately, he uses his very well, does Austin Maurer.
Yes, he does.
So substitutions in the ball game. See Marcus return along with Takini. Inbound by Lakeview. Cross-court pass, swing it around real quickly. Takini, he buries the three. There you go. You use some quick ball movement.
That's exactly what you have to do against that 1-3-1.
Westlake feeds inside for Maurer with the reverse. Austin with 14 in the game, half of his season average of 28. Last year's injury where he missed 10 games kind of interrupted his progress a little bit, but a couple of years ago we were calling him cheat code just because of the crazy video game-like numbers he'd put up. And he's back at it again, feed down the floor to Houston. 2. Challenger lead is now 20 at 28-8. Takini out of backcourt, feed it down to Marcus. Marcus kicks it out. That's Johnson with it. A shot a little bit long. Offensive rebound by Graham. Cleaning the boards is Austin Maurer. Feeds it to Peyton, and he lays it up and in.
Now, that's the thing about the Challengers. If you miss a shot, they're gonna fast break on you. If you make a shot, they might fast break on you. So you got to get back on defense against Cascade. A lot of speed and athleticism on this team.
Graham, Takini. Athletic move to save that ball. He tries to drive inside. Farmer's there to break it up. Farmer loses control of it. And it'll be Lakeview basketball.
Just the second turnover for the Challengers.
Desmond Hockett into the ball game. And tell us a little bit about what he brings to the table. For some of us, we're just kind of getting our first look at him.
Very offensively minded player. Likes to attack the rim. Very good at what he does. Good finisher. Defense is what he's been working on most recently, which has kind of slowed his progress on varsity. But he's gotten a lot better at that this year and really has sort of become the sixth man for this Challenger team as far as rotating in.
Well, that's the thing. There's been a lot of movement within the Challenger program, and we had the ball trapped between the hoop and the backboard, and
that's a jump ball.
That's another case where having a 7-footer to retrieve it comes in handy.
Yeah, it does.
Houston, cross-court pass, Hockett, Peyton Maurer. Frankowiak will fire. He knocks it down. He's got 6 on the game on a pair of triples. And he's one of those guys, Mark, he could end up the way he shoots, he could end up being a 50, 40, 90 guy this year.
He really could. Right now shooting 43% from 3.
Usually one of the top guys in free throws, and does well from the field overall. Running it down, Avery Houston, and double dribble the call against the challengers. So with 4:50 left to go in the second, the Honkers with the basketball. Denver Johnson bringing it out of backcourt. Surveys the landscape. Bounce pass for Maxwell. Graham. Now Takini. His shot rims off. There with the rebound is Hockett. He'll give it up for Maurer. Maurer feeds it to his twin brother. And just as he makes a move, call for a push. And that will be the Honkers' first team foul. I have to check myself, Mark. I'm still getting used to this new rule.
Yeah, the first team foul of the second quarter, as they get cleared after each quarter now.
Austin to Peyton. Houston inside to Austin Maurer. His shot rims off, gets his own rebound, and he puts it back. So Austin Maurer with 16 in the ball game. They're going to feed it down low for Denver Johnson, guarded by Frankowiak. Bounce pass inside to Marcus. Marcus to Taki. The shot off to the left. Peyton Maurer for the rebound. Quickly up the floor for Avery Houston. Challengers lose the ball. Bounce pass attempted, and there to deny it is Jaron Frankowiak. Feeds it for Houston. Now to Hockett. Avery going to break toward the hoop. Feeds it to Maurer. He can't get it to go. 3:28 to go in the half. Takini drives. Going to have to kick it out. And the shot by Graham, no good. Peyton there with the rebound. Cascade Christian going to call a timeout with 3:14 left to go in the half. And we will be back in 60 seconds on the Table Rock Sports Network.
Thanks for the ride. I'll see you after the game.
Hey, Dear Katie, I've been your #1 fan since I watched your first game all those years ago, and I still love watching you play. But I wanted to see you win so badly that my competitive nature got the best of me. I lost track of what's important. I thought I was supporting you, but I was really just embarrassing you. I'm not your coach, and I'm not an official. I forgot my role. I'm your parent, and you deserve better. From here on, I promise to keep my emotions under control. I'll cheer for you and all the other players, no matter the score, no matter the outcome. Thank you for sharing with me how I can do a better job of supporting you, your team, your coaches, and the sports you love. Still your #1 fan. Love, Dad.
Back here at the Cascade Christian Pavilion, a 35-8 ball game here, 3:14 left to go in the first half of play. Austin Maurer leading the way with 16 points. Jaron Frankowiak with 6 points on a pair of threes. Avery Houston with 6 in the game. Houston between the circles. Now swing it over. Avery with it. Westlake, who's back in the ball game. Hockett. Inside they go, looking for Derek Farmer. Little fadeaway jumper. He gets it to go. You know, in all of this, if there might be a guy who becomes underrated because of all the other attention the other guys get, it's Derek Farmer.
Yeah. He's the best defender, and he's the guy who draws the other team's best player. So if you want to figure out who the other team's best player is, just see who Farmer's guarding. As a matter of fact, on Saturday, it's going to be a nice matchup between Cannon Anderson and Derek Farmer. I think that you might want to keep an eye on.
Absolutely. That'll be coming up, and we'll have that for you on Table Rock Sports, both the boys and the girls games. Looking forward to that as a couple of crosstown rivals go at it. Marcus with the basketball. Moving right, gets the screen from Graham. Bounce pass, broken up by Maurer. Now taken by Houston. Little razzle-dazzle in the fast break. And it'll be Lakeview basketball.
And you mentioned that Challenger defense, but just 3 points for Lakeview in the first quarter and just 5 so far here in the second. So
shot there, and Hockett giving some effort there defensively, but gets whistled for the foul.
He was a little late coming across on the screen and gets himself in a compromising position and has to foul Dooley, who's going to go through to the free throw line here.
Zach Dooley, 5'9", junior forward. First free throw attempt is good. Kellen Klecker checking into the ball game. And coming out of the Lakeview lineup, Kyler Lastly. And we got Marcus returning. They're along with Maxwell. Second free throw attempt is good. Houston. Klecker's going to fire from 3. He knocks it down.
If you leave Kellen alone, he will knock it down, especially from the corner. That's his favorite spot.
If I'm not mistaken, he's shooting about 40% from three-point range.
38.
Missed attempt there by Lakeview. Farmer with the rebound, quickly up the floor. Westlake to Klecker. Klecker's going to shoot, and he buries it. Okay, he might be improving on that a little bit.
Yeah, well, he might be up to 40 now.
The victory cigar no more. Nice. Westlake feed to Klecker.
A great pass by Dylan Westlake there, and Klecker's on an 8-0 run by himself.
Dylan Westlake, unselfish player. Helps the team in so many ways. Here comes Austin Maurer, and he throws it down. Maurer has 20 in the ball game.
And I think he's going to get taken out, it looks like.
Farmer fighting for the ball along with Marcus, so a couple of quarterbacks going at it. Remembering that Farmer, really, during football season, was a misplaced quarterback at wide receiver. Well, I wouldn't say he was misplaced. He was a nice contribution as a receiver for the Challengers.
And even better at linebacker.
Yes, he was.
Tough kid.
So 49-10 ball game. Lakeview. Feed to Johnson along the baseline. Right-hand wing, hounded by Farmer. Driving is Graham.
Good defense by Westlake, and he shoots an air ball.
Westlake to Houston. Houston drives hard to the hole. He lays it up and in.
8 points for Houston now in the first half.
32 seconds left to go in the half. Owen Graham in front of the Challenger bench. Swings it for Johnson. Johnson will work it back out. to Keeney trying to get inside. There was some defense for the Challengers is Kellen Klecker. And Derek Farmer on the put-up and in. Who would imagine we'd ever find a day where we're talking about Kellen Klecker and defense in the same sentence?
Yeah, you did say that in the same sentence.
Buzzer sounds, and that will end the first half of play. We invite you to stick around for the Medford Parks and Recreation Department halftime report. Challengers lead 53-10. We'll be back in 2 minutes here on the Table Rock Sports Network.
Diverse venues, we got them. Year-round sports access? You bet. Race cars, soccer, paragliding? Check, check, check. Medford has it covered as your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
Okay, you know how people complain about how Dutch Bros workers are like too nice, too hyper, compliment you too much, whatever? Maybe you're not nice enough. Maybe you need to get a little Dutch Bros in you.
Discover the West Coast destination for those seeking more. More sunny days, more athletic facilities, more outdoor adventures, more to do during downtime. Medford is your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
Choose a company that best represents you and our local community.
Choose a company that focuses on relationships rather than transactions.
Choose a company that empowers their employees and provides growth opportunities from within.
Choose a company that shows compassion and rises to the occasion in times of need.
Call a John L. Scott broker today.
Pick it up. Let's go. Come on. Defense. Defense. What am I teaching you at home? Has this kid played before? Shoot it. Oh. Ah. Come on, ref. Open your eyes. Can't you see out there? So, which one's your kid?
The referee.
You can be a parent, athlete, coach, or an official, but you can only be one. Know your role.
Back here at the Cascade Christian Pavilion. Welcome to the Medford Parks and Recreation Halftime Show. Well, the excitement is here as Rogue X is now open. We were just talking about the swim team and how they'll be competing at the South Medford meet in a swim meet coming up at 11 a.m. on Saturday. And we've got a good squad of swimmers. You'll have to make sure you go down there and check it out. The Aquatics Event Center await you with 2 indoor swimming pools and water slides. The Event Center will host basketball and volleyball leagues and tournaments and other indoor events. Visit playmedford.com and check out the activities guide to learn more. And that's the Rogue Credit Union Community Complex, otherwise known as Rogue X. It's halftime, and the Challengers lead in the ball game by a score of 53-10. Before or after the game is a great time to visit Dutch Bros and enjoy your favorite beverage. Dutch Love Day is coming up in February, where $1 from every drink is donated back to local organizations. Challengers jumping out to the early lead and dominating thus far in the ball game. Probably while I've got a chance, remind you that the Challengers will be back in action on Saturday against their rivals, the St. Mary's Crusaders. The girls will be playing at 5:30. The boys will be playing at 7. Come on out and cheer on the Challengers and Crusaders, and it's always a lively rivalry when the two schools get together. We're going to take another timeout, and when we return, Mark will have the halftime stats. 53-10 ball game on your John L. Scott scoreboard. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
It's game day or a family get-together. Sherm's has the quality products and prices that will make you cheer. Sherm's Thunderbird Market, Medford's original discount grocery store.
Your game day adventures start at Pinnacle 365. Kick off your day with some morning motivation. Then add some crunch to your game day with mouth-watering crispy crunchy chicken, featuring the Chicken Crunch Box, Tender's Crunch Box, and introducing a contender for best chicken sandwich in the West, the Big Cluck. But wait, here's the real MVP move. Download and use the Peak Rewards app and save big on fuel every day with in-store purchases. Fuel your day, fuel your fun. Pinnacle 365.
Whether it's game day or a family get-together, Sherm's has the quality products and prices that will make you cheer. Sherm's Thunderbird Market, Medford's original discount.
Avery's 4 for 7, etc., etc., etc.
Well, here we are at halftime. The halftime report brought to you by the Medford Parks and Recreation Department. And here's Mark McLemore with a look at the halftime stats, which, if you're a Challenger fan, they're pretty impressive.
Well, they really are. Cascade in the first half shooting 23 for 35. That's 66% in the first half. 2 for 4 from the free throw line, 50%. For Lakeview, 3 for 18, 17% in the first half from the field, and 3 for 4 from the free throw line for 75%. Turnovers, Lakeview with 11, the Challengers with just 4, and I'll tell you what, it was a dominating performance by Cascade Christian, and whenever you shoot 66% in a half, you're going to expect to score a lot of points. They got 53 on the board here at halftime. Scoring, first of all, for Lakeview, Takini has a 3 for 3 points. Denver Johnson, 1 for 2 from the free throw line. He's got a point. Owen Graham has a bucket. Zach Dooley, 2 for 2 from the free throw line. He's got 2 points. And Tate Haskins has 2 points. That's all the scoring. That's all 10 points for Lakeview in the first half. For the Challengers, Kellen Klecker on 3 for 4 shooting. He has 8 points. Jaron Frankowiak's got a couple of threes for 6 points. Avery Houston's got 8 points on 4 for 7 shooting. Derek Farmer, 3 for 3 from the floor for 7 points. And Peyton Maurer, 2 for 4 from the floor for 4 points. And leading the way for Cascade Christian on 9 for 14 shooting with 20 points in the first half is Austin Maurer. So good scoring by everyone that started, and add Kellen Klecker off the bench with his 8 points. And the Challengers rolling in this one, 53-10 here in the first half.
Well, and I think you're talking about something that's not a surprise to anybody involved, including the Hawkers, who braved the elements to make their way over the mountain to come play the game this evening. It's just, you look at Austin underneath the basket against everybody on the floor. And
they're only coming up to like his mid-chest.
Yeah, it looks like Gulliver's Travels out there.
It kind of does a little bit.
But
and the Challengers have done a good job of getting him the ball in places where he can score, as you would expect. And, that's one of the things that we talked about a little bit about the trip that the Challengers took up to the Les Schwab and also to the CCC, they call it, the Capital City Classic. And when you take trips and you play a bunch of 6A teams like they did, you have to rely a little more on the big guy down in the low block to get things going, because you won't have the same opportunities against some of those teams that have the big guys on them as you would, here against some of the 3A teams. And you saw Austin just have some phenomenal games in the tournament against South Salem, for example. I think he had 31 points and 20-some rebounds against a 6A South Salem team that's pretty decent, as the Challengers managed to beat them 89-78. He had another really good game against a Mountainside team that's also a pretty good 6A team, when the Challengers won 60-54. And then finally, the big win for Cascade Christian, I think, of all of them, was beating currently number one ranked Summit, a 5A school, 77-75 in their last game of the LSI. So they go in the Les Schwab, they end up going 2-2. They go 1-3 in the Capital City Classic, but they were in, really the only game they weren't in was the Central Catholic game that they played in the first game of the LSI. And other than that, and Central Catholic went all the way to the semifinals, and I think ended up getting third in the tournament. Impressive showing, really, for a 3A school to compete with those big 6A schools the way that they did. And that's the kind of thing that makes the team want to throw the ball into Austin, because Austin creates all of this attention on himself and gives you the open looks when the ball goes in and it comes back out, or when the ball goes in and sometimes Austin just cashes it in. But either way, when it goes in, good things happen. And that's what the Challengers learned from playing those 6A teams, and that's what has really prepared him for going forward into the challenging part of the season later on. Right now, kind of in the, St. Mary's going to be a good game Saturday. I think, we're going to have a good game against Douglas coming up, not too far away. But there's not a ton of games where the Challengers are going to be, really made to work hard. I mean, you look at so far the 3-0 league games, like we mentioned earlier, where they've scored 90 to 100 points in every single one of them.
Absolutely. Well, the Medford Parks and Recreation Department helps sponsor our winter sports coverage. Swim lessons, basketball, volleyball leagues, a splash pad, and water slides are set to open at Rogex, located at the Howard Memorial Sports Park. You can reserve birthday rooms and packages with sports and splashing. This has been the Bedford Parks and Recreation halftime show. We'll get ready to start the third quarter of play. Challengers open up with possession. Austin Maurer out front. Now for Avery. Avery drives to the hoop. He lays it up and in, and he's fouled.
And a nice little play they run there for Avery to try and get him going offensively a little bit as they create a nice big double gap with Austin going to the far side of the court, throwing it back to him, and he has a gap he can just attack, and he goes to the rim, scores, and gets an extra look here at the free throw line.
Free throw attempt is good. Houston has 11 in the ball game. He's hit double figures now. Honkers with Marcus, and now Maxwell, Johnson, double teamed, and a steal by Austin Maurer. Maurer up to Derek Farmer, his first miss of the ball game. Honkers on the breakaway. Takini with the open look. His shot in and out. Frankowiak climbs the golden ladder for the rebound. Outlets for Houston. Houston for Farmer. He lays it up and in. Farmer has 9 in the ball game. Challengers on a 5-0 run to open the third quarter. Marcus on the drive. There with the rebound on the weak side is Farmer. Feeds it to Peyton Maurer. Avery Houston from 3. It rims out. Rebound taken by Takini. Has it stolen by Houston. Seems like there's challengers. There's 10 of them on the floor. I'll feed it out for Farmer. Austin Maurer will shoot from 3. In and out. Too much English on it. Takini with the ball. Moves against Frankowiak. Marcus. Maxwell. Out to Takini. He tries a drive. Ball goes out of bounds, and now the challenger subs work their way in. Kelvin Clucker, Desmond Hockett, and Dylan Westlake. So Peyton Maurer, Avery Houston, and Dark Farmer come out for a breather here, just a couple minutes into the third quarter of play. Maxwell going to pull up and shoot. Nothing but net. Going the other way, Frankowiak making a move. But there's Takini. Denver Johnson. And he traveled with the ball.
Yeah, I don't know about that call. He didn't have control of the ball, so I don't know how you can travel. If you don't have the control of the ball, you can't travel. And so Kent got a bad call there, in my opinion. That's one of those things, when you're bobbling the ball, you're not traveling because you don't have control of the ball. And really, the ball got knocked out of Johnson's hands in that case. And one of those calls that's a little questionable, I would think.
Maurer's first attempt at the hoop, no good, but we have a foul underneath. And there's just not much you can do about that. Graham doing his best, but he's called for his third personal of the game. Maurer at the free throw line, connects on the first. His second look on the way. Nothing but net.
4 for 6 now from the free throw line for Maurer.
With the basketball, Haskins. Now for Maxwell. Takini drives against Westlake, but it's stolen away by Hockett. Hockett up the floor to Maurer. Maurer to Frankowiak. Bounces it off the backboard. And there's Maurer on the break. Austin Maurer with 24 in the game. Sometimes it seems like he has 60. Maurer, Hockett up the floor to Klecker. Klecker's going to eye the three. Shot off to the left, but there's Westlake with the rebound. Out for Frankowiak. Swinging around. Frankowiak will pull up and shoot on the 17-footer. A little bit short. Ball comes out to Denver Johnson. Johnson loses it off his foot. Diddy up the floor to Frankowiak. He can't get it to go. Hockett there. And he falls to the floor as he tries. But there's Frankowiak. Jaron. Cross-court pass broken up there by Takini. Takini, Westlake. And now here goes Johnson. He misses the layup. Westlake to Frankowiak. And Cascade Christian going to call the 30-second timeout. 4:07 left to go.
Getting a little sloppy, I think Coach said. We need a timeout.
Yes. Take a little break. Today's game is brought to you by Tap Rock, Northwest Bar and Grill in Grants Pass, Elmer's Restaurants of Medford, and the Southern Oregon Sports Commission's Know Your Role campaign, promoting respectful behavior at youth sporting events. Winter Sports Action is also brought to you by our title sponsor, Lithia Superstore Jeep Dodge Chrysler, where it's wrap up the year time for deals. And presenting our sponsor, Siskiyou Cellular of Southern Oregon, now with 9 locations in Southern Oregon to serve you. So a wild beginning to the second quarter. Looked like we had Peyton Maurer getting ready to check back into the game along with Houston. I would say, judging from the looks of things, they're going to go ahead and give Austin Maurer
a break,
a breather. Avery Houston to Hockett. Hockett drives to the hoop. He lays it up and in.
That's the kind of stuff Hockett can do. Very shifty. You get him the ball one-on-one against a defender. He's good at taking guys.
Shot short by Marcus. Houston with it. On the break, goes to Hockett. Hockett dumps it for Klecker, who feeds it to Peyton Maurer.
And they'll set it up.
Houston drives to the hoop. He can't get it to go.
To the line, 2-2, Avery Houston.
And Houston's fouled. He'll go to the free throw line. Avery with 11 points in the ball game tonight. Averaging 14 a game on the year. And just a freshman.
Well, there's 12. He's getting close to that 14.
Substitutions in the ball game as Austin Maurer and Jaron Frankowiak, Derek Farmer return. And then checking into the Lakeview lineup, Kyler Lassley. Also looks like we've got Haskins in the game. Second free throw attempt, that's good. So the Challengers getting it done from the charity stripe in the second half. Marcus. Bounce pass. Gets it back on the guard-to-guard exchange. Shooting the ball. Burying it from downtown. Graham. Meanwhile, Farmer gets hung up, and they'll call him for the travel.
They do a nice jump stop there and not get himself in trouble as much there.
So Cascade now in control of the ball game, but Honkers with the basketball. Denver Johnson bounce pass to Lassley. Marcus from the corner is shot too long. Denver Johnson there kicks it out. And now shooting, shot in and out for Dooley. Ball quickly up the floor. Avery Houston misses the shot, but we have a foul on the play.
And he'll be going to the free throw line.
So Avery Houston will make a trip to the free throw line. The foul against Dooley, that'll be his second of the ball game. That's 4 fouls in the quarter for the Honkers. First free throw attempt is good. Houston now matching his season average of 14. He's got another one on the way, and it's good. .246 left to go in the third. Johnson backing in. Marcus down to Lastly.
Thinks better of trying to shot against Austin.
He's thinking, I'm 6'4", but I don't think I have the goods to take care of this guy. Meanwhile, shooting the ball, nothing but air there for Graham. Graham's made some good shots tonight, but not that time.
Nope, a little off on that one, and Challengers get it back with 2:24 to go here in the third.
Frankowiak walks it out of backcourt. Houston. Farmer. Peyton Maurer cross court. Frankowiak dumps it in for Maurer. Good teamwork there. Peyton Maurer can't get a shot to go.
The first
but
time.
Second opportunity, he makes it happen. So Peyton was 6 in the ball game, and there he is with the defense. Challengers with the steal. Frankowiak. Avery Houston, he buries it. So Avery, who scored 26 points in his high school debut against Rogue River, I think he continues to show tonight why so many people just salivated what he has ahead of him in his high school career.
Well, he's got some size and some athleticism, and he's only a freshman.
He is something to watch. I think, probably continues to work on his perimeter game. Denver Johnson laying it in. And even in the perimeter game, he's not bad. But you can just imagine if he really gets to where he can knock down the long-distance shot consistently. Like this guy.
Yeah, you don't get a hand up on Jaron. He's going to knock it down, and he just does right there.
Jaron Frankowiak with 8 in the game. And a steal by Houston. Houston goes to the hole. He's there with the one-handed flush. Near steal by Austin Maurer, shooting from the baseline, Marcus. Frankowiak runs it down, gets it to Farmer. Farmer, Maurer. Maurer with 26 in the game, and here comes the night shift. So into the ball game. Some of the guys you know pretty well.
Yep,
Brady Klecker in the game.
Yep.
Kate Goldade going to see some time here tonight. And they're going to
probably Tayan Landers and Carson Willard as well. See who they have in.
Today's game is brought to you in part by Avista Utilities and our friends at Pinnacle 365. Use your Peak Rewards to save on gas and use the app to order crispy, crunchy chicken and sides on the way home and have them ready to pick up and go. Pinnacle 365. 40 seconds left to go in the third. And there's a little bit of a gathering around the shot clock underneath the... Oh.
Going to get
Austin, you did it. You fix it. But I got to tell you, Mark, watching some of these guys leap out in the gym, I think I went my whole high school career and never saw anybody dunk.
Well, yeah, especially as a freshman, like we saw Avery.
Yeah. No, there is some real athletic ability. Even the guys who aren't necessarily, in big guy positions, they have good length at their wings, and they just everywhere. It's a real complete basketball team that the Challengers have. Brady Klecker defending against Graham. Graham goes hard to the hole, too. Owen Graham on the night. He's got 5 in the game. Klecker going to fire. His shot short. Goldade with the rebound. And Brady Klecker going to try it. But at the end of the third quarter, it is the Challengers 79 The Honkers 19. We'll take a timeout, and we'll be back after these messages on TableRockSports.net.
After my injury, I couldn't drive anymore. I had never used the bus and had no idea where to start. RVTD's travel trainer showed me the way from setting up my UMO account to understanding the routes and transfers. Now, I'm a pro, and I help others on the bus every day.
Hey, thanks, Mike, for showing me how to ride. RVTD has really opened up a whole new life for me.
Bill's Glass covers the full spectrum of your glass needs and dreams. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home and auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 50 years. Locally owned, family run, Bill's Glass in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass.
And here we go, ready to start the fourth quarter. Challengers looking to keep their unbeaten streak in league play intact, coming into this game at 3-0. Takini inbounding. There's Haskins, and a steal by Dylan Westlake. Westlake lays it up with the left hand, 4-2.
First bucket for Westlake.
Not a big score, but I tell you what, he saw a lot of valuable minutes in those tournaments in December. Checking into the ball game will be Dooley as Haskins comes out. So the challenger lineup, Brady Klecker, Kellen Klecker, Desmond Hockett, Dylan Westlake, and Cade Golday. Bounce pass, Golday. Little hook shot there, won't go. Westlake with an offensive rebound. Kellen Klecker from downtown. He knocks it down.
He's got 11.
Double figures off the challenger bench. And pass nearly broken up there by Dylan Westlake. Tell you what, on one of on the Klecker brothers, one of them's we're gonna have to put a headband on one of them to tell them apart.
Yeah, no kidding.
84-19 the ball game, and here's Dooley with it.
Well, you can always tell Kellen he's number one, and he's always been number one. That's how I pick him apart.
Yes.
In more ways than one.
Absolutely. No, he's got a great sense of humor. He's got the ability to make people laugh and laugh at himself.
Yes, absolutely.
You got to have that one of those guys on your team.
Yes, you do.
Just to kind of loosen things up a little bit. And Kellen owns it.
Yes, he does.
Kellen will bring the ball out of backcourt. Gives the ball to his brother Brady. Brady! Look at there, big bro. I can do it too. Marcus is shot a little bit long. Kellen with the rebound. And it looks like we've got more reserves coming into the game. Looks like we might have a Taylor Snowden sighting. And steal by Lakeview. Graham out of backcourt. He'll shoot the long three. That one just a little bit long. Golday with the rebound. Outlets for Klecker, but Marcus is there.
Well, Klecker just didn't see it. Hit him in the side of the arm.
Dooley shakes the defender. Ball loose on the floor. Who touched it last? So Carson Willard in the ball game along with Tan Landers and
Taylor Snowden, Tan Landers, Carson Willard, Brady Klecker, and Caden Goldaid now on the court for the Challengers.
In other words, a bunch of guys we haven't seen at the varsity level. And the layup good by Denver Johnson. 87-21, Tayan out of backcourt. And for you guys that don't know the backstory, Tayan ended up with some attention he wasn't looking for back in December, but his grandmother had a medical emergency, and his quick thinking got the car off the road. He administered aid to her, got the call in for help, and thankfully, Grandma's recovered and doing fine, and Landers cool under pressure. Probably best known for his long distance running, cross country and track and field in the 3,000. Ball bounces up over the hoop. It'll be Cascade Christian ball. Taking the inbound, Snowden. Quickly up the floor, Tayan Landers. He's going to drive the little runner off to the left. No good. Goldade there with the putback. Goldade with his first bucket of the ball game. And we have a whistle and a foul. That'll go against the Challengers, and
that's going to go on Goldade, I think.
That'll be his first personal of the ball game. Shot there by Maxwell. Near steal in the backcourt, but Snowden there. Gets it up the floor, but it's taken away. Haskins there for Takini, and he scores. Snowden up the floor to Tayan Landers. Goldade will shoot it. His shot way short. There is Haskins for the rebound. Steal by Snowden. Snowden with the up and under move, but he's fouled. So Taylor Snowden will go to the free throw line. First free throw attempt. Misses the mark, and it's 89-25. But another one of those guys that has been, working faithfully at the JV level, working faithfully in practice, and getting his opportunity here. Second attempt, that one in and out. Rebound by Maxwell. Johnson drives to the hoop.
And Carson Willard going to pick up a foul.
Carson Willard whistled for the personal, and that will send Denver Johnson to the free throw line. .148 left to go in the ball game. Free throw attempt, off to the right, no good. Desmond Hockett will check in.
For Carson.
Willard will come out. And Challenger assistant Ryan McLemore going over some things with them. Also there, Jeremy France. Second attempt, that gets the roll. It goes down, 89-26. And Logan Machete into the ball game. The Cascade Christian ball on the deflection. Taking the inbound, Tayan Landers. Landers will drive out of backcourt, up to Snowden. Snowden swings it around the horn to Brady Klecker. Hockett starts a drive, goes hard to the hole. Shot, misses it, but he gets his own putback, and he puts it up and in. Desmond Hockett with 4 in the ball game, 1:20 left to go. Feed it down low to Marcus. Marcus. Landers there with the defense. Snowden with the ball. Hockett, Landers. Desmond thought about a 3, but instead feeds it over for Taylor Snowden. His shot just a little bit short. There on the weak side rebound is Dooley. Quickly up the floor for Machete. And he'll end up laying it up and in. Landers with it. Goes hard to the hole. His shot won't stick. Maxwell. They'll go inside to Marcus. Marcus can't connect. Ball last touched by the challengers. And with 16 seconds to go.
I think he calls a full timeout.
So timeout call. We'll also take a timeout, and then when we return, we'll bring you the remainder of the game here on TableRockSports.net.
My name is Mason Mahaffey. I'm the Solar Pros Manager of Oregon, and I'm also a teacher and a coach here in the Rogue Valley. Have you looked into solar panels and it didn't make financial sense? I brought Solar Pros here to Oregon to make it more affordable for working class families to put solar on their home. Solar Pros is purposely beating our competitors' prices by thousands of dollars because we are that serious about saving you money. Solar Pros PNW provides the most comfortable, educational, and personal solar experience in Oregon. Visit our Facebook page at Solar Pros PNW to see all of our projects and all the families that we are helping save money.
It's the Wrap Up the Year sales event at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford. We're stocked up on a great selection of new vehicles from Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and of course Ram trucks. Choose from our great inventory of new 23 Jeep Gladiator and new 24 Grand Cherokee 4x4 models. Or test drive a new 24 Ram 1500 4x4. Shop online today with our online process to calculate your own payment, whether it's a lease, finance, or cash payment. Only at the Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford Superstore.
16.5 left to go in the ball game. Inbound to Maxwell for Machete.
Did you just lose power for a minute? I don't think so.
So the shot misses. And quickly up the floor they go. Making a move to the hoop is Willard. And I think they're just going to let that one go.
They are.
So your final score, the Cascade Christian Challengers 91 and the Lakeview Honkers 27. We'll take a 2-minute timeout, and then we'll be back with the Southern Oregon Sports Commission postgame show on TableRockSports.net. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
Cellular, new and current customers can get any phone free. So give yourself one. Then give yourself the gift of not checking it. Get any phone free at U.S. Cellular.
Visit U.S. Cellular at Siskiyou, Southern Oregon's exclusive authorized agent for U.S. Cellular, now serving Roseburg and Klamath Falls. See SOUScellular.com for details.
Don't stop! Get it! That goes with our greatness in it!
Get a little Dutch Bros in here.
Another day, another Dutch Bros.
Oh my god, so good. So worth it. Oh my god.
It's pretty freaking dope, dude. I love every single day of it.
2, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2.
It takes meticulous planning. Continuous monitoring and forward thinking to deliver the perfect 3-egg omelet.
Come enjoy the patio weather and a brand new menu at Tap Rock Northwest Grill, where friends and family gather and memories are made.
Come visit us today or visit our website.
We got the Southern Oregon Sports Commission's Know Your Role postgame show coming your way here on Table Rock Sports. Visit travelmedford.org and search Know Your Role to see how this campaign is changing the culture of youth sports for the better. We'll recap the scoring, look at the key stats. That's all coming up here on the Southern Oregon Sports Commission postgame show. With the Challengers' victory tonight, they raised their league record to 4-0 and their overall record on the campaign to 7-5. Now, coming off of this win, their first home game of the season, they now embark upon a 5-game home swing that will include St. Mary's coming up on Saturday. And then coming up on Wednesday the 17th, they'll be at home versus South Umpqua. And then they'll have a Friday game at Coquille, and then they'll wrap up the home stand with a game against Glide coming up on January 23rd. So the Challengers pretty much from wire to wire on top in this game, playing the game in dominating fashion, breaking out to the early 19-3 lead predictably, setting you up strong, setting you up early is the play of Austin Maurer around the hoop, who's, he's a matchup headache for anybody in the state of Oregon.
Yes, he is.
And so he got the team out fast, and the Challengers just continued to roll throughout the night. We saw the shades of the defense that creates so many headaches for the opposition, and it creates fast break opportunities, and when you have fast break opportunities, you get easy points.
Yeah,
and then you get easy points. Yeah, you get a lot of them, and you do so at a high rate of efficiency, as I'm sure what we're going to discover as we took a look at the final stats on the evening. So congratulations to Coach Morse and the Challengers, and just a good night overall for Challenger basketball. The girls win their varsity and JV games, and then the boys win both of their games.
As well, yeah. Nice job by the Challengers tonight. Let's start with Lakeview, though. They shoot 11 for 40 for the game. That's just 28%, so good defense all night long by Cascade. They're 4 for 6 from the free throw line, 67%. And scoring for Lakeview, Takini had 5, Machete had 2, Denver Johnson with 6, Miles Maxwell with 4, Owen Graham had 7, Zach Dooley with a bucket for 2, and Tate Haskins had 2. Nobody in double figures for Lakeview. The leader, Owen Graham, with 7 points. On the night for the Challengers, and Lakeview also with 20 turnovers, so kind of a rough night for them handling the ball as well. Challengers just with 8 turnovers, so a nice job all around by Cascade Christian. Those 8 turnovers, they very good. Anytime you're under 10 for a basketball game, you consider that good for your team. Challengers shoot 37 for 65 tonight. That's 57%, so a nice job shooting the basketball, 57%. 9 for 13 from the free throw line. That's 69%. So good on those two categories as well for Cascade Christian. And any time you put over 90 points on the board, you're doing something right. You got to shoot a high percentage in a 8-minute quarter game to get to the 90s on points. So again, the Challengers, like as you mentioned, pushing the pace. That's what they're doing this year, a lot more than I've seen maybe the last couple of years. But they're really doing that well this year, pushing the pace and getting transition opportunities. A lot of athleticism, especially in that starting lineup for the Challengers. Scoring for Cascade Christian, Kellen Klecker on the board. He had 11 points. Jaron Fankowiak, 8. Avery Houston with 20 points. Nice night for him. He was also 5 for 5 from the free throw line. Derek Farmer had 9 points. Peyton Maurer with 6. Dylan Westlake had 2. Desmond Hockett with 4 points. Cade Goldade had a bucket for 2. And Brady Klecker had a 3-pointer for 3 points. And leading the way for the Challengers, Austin Maurer with 26 tonight. A couple short of his average, but about where he's been most of the night. And a very efficient 26, I might add. 13 for 20 from the field. So you'll take that any day of the week. He was 4 for 6 from the free throw line as well. So a nice job. Again, the Challengers shoot 57% from the field, 69% from the free throw line, and win this one going away 92-27.
Impressive win for the Challengers, and now they get ready to take on their crosstown rival, St. Mary's. That'll be coming up on Saturday. Come out and check out the Challenger boys and girls. The girls varsity game at 5:30 and the boys game at 7. By all means, come on down, but if you can't make it, we'll be right here streaming it for you here on Table Rock Sports. Well, that'll wrap up tonight's game where the Challengers defeat the Honkers by a score of 91-27. Our thanks to Athletic Director Nate Maben for hosting tonight's game, and also our hats off to coaches Wes Davies for Lakeview and Brian Morse for Cascade Christian. For Johnny McCoy and Mark McLemore, I'm Jim McCoy saying thank you for joining us tonight and have a great evening.